In the meantime, Nigeria's Minister of Youth Development has expressed worry over the increasing number of citizens now under the poverty line, saying that about 75% of Nigerians have become multidimensionally poor. The minister made this known in the nation's capital, Abuja, when she visited the Christian and Muslim communities to extend a gesture of goodwill by sharing palliatives to the poor and needy residents there as part of a personal initiative. Fellow chartered accountant Alesta Wilcox joins me on the news for more on this. Good morning, Alesta, and thank you so much for joining me.
Good morning for having me. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
The pleasure is ours too. Now, how effective do you think the government's move to bridge the dollar supply gap, fueling the Naira free fall, would be?
Well, it's part of fiscal measures that the government needs to have taken all this while. I have always said it. Nigerians' attitude or responses towards government policies is always that of panic, and this is what has really seriously drive the market, the foreign exchange market. That you wake up every morning, you see the naira keep declining against the dollar. They cannot even lay a hand specifically on what the reasons for such decline is. Is it market driven? Is it demand driven, or whatever? And the silence of government since the unification of the rates of the exchange rate by the government, the silence didn't help, because when there is silence, the unofficial market just takes its toll on the people. So government needs to have intervened in this respect all this while. I understand perfectly well that the government has a challenge of liquidity, because they are all struggling with liquidity. Our external reserve is low, and in the past, government has always come in to defend the naira on a continuous basis, for which, as it is now, the external reserve is low, earnings from oil is low, which is our main source, is low. So people just take advantage of that, and all kind of speculative actions are just being traded in the market. You will recall that about a month or so ago, the government just made a statement that, oh, those who are holding the dollar will pay a big price. That same day, the naira appreciated. And then by the time they didn't see any action, it started declining. So that means there are people who are bent on either hoarding or creating artificial situation, artificial panic, in order to keep driving the naira down. So government intervention and government action in this regard will help to bring some checks in the balance. But they have to be sustained, because the moment government makes a statement and it hits the market, and there is no action to back up that statement, or there is no concrete action to back up that statement, the market will just react, and then they start going back. They will think it's just one of those statements.
All right, Alesta.
Because there is a lot that the government needs to do in this regard, a lot.
All right, Alesta. Now, from what we know, businesses in Nigeria have actually been at the receiving end of this free fall, especially SMEs. Now, but beyond, these moves by the federal government, what is the impact of this foreign exchange crisis on businesses in the country?
Oh, certainly there is going to be a negative impact on businesses, because most businesses, most SMEs, that are into import substitution, that is, most of import components for their production. Of course, not all SMEs needs the dollar, because sometimes we think that it's every business that must need dollar to carry out the activity. Of course not, but those ones that need to import starting components, not just SMEs, even big businesses, and the dollar is not available, of course, they will be forced to go to the black market, and they will all be competing with the same people, those who are hoarding, those who are using the dollar for other reasons other than economic reasons. For instance, I've been saying it, people are just using the dollar as a store of value. A lot of people just go to the market, look for dollar, store in their houses, store in their bank accounts, and just unproductive. So the people that need the money are not getting it. This is the bane of our economy. So it, of course, affects, and of course, by the time you hear that the dollar price, the naira has depreciated, businesses will increase prices in order to meet up with their new reality. the rumor, the speculation in town. Now today we have dollarized our minds, not just the economy, we have dollarized our minds to the point that even the market woman that sells pepper, that has nothing to do with dollar, the one that sells garlic, that's what we do. The moment this mindset of dollar has risen, Naira is falling, everybody just keep doing one thing. So the government needs to come up with education, with a lot of order, and let us stop dollarizing our economy. Let us stop dollarizing. Look, these domiciliary accounts that individuals are allowed to operate and own, it is not counterproductive. It was supposed to be a good thing, but it's not counterproductive because people are now using it as economic sabotage, storing dollars that you don't need, converting your Naira to dollar, searching for dollar at every point in time in order to store, for you to have a kind of buffer. It is not done in any economy that will survive. So government needs to come in hard.
All right.
We need to rejig our domiciliary account practices. Will you allow too much money in people's domiciliary account that is not converted to Naira? These are some of the areas that the government needs to come in. Very strongly and urgently, because if nothing is done, the people will say that the government is not serious and they continue the way they are.
All right, Alesta, I remember earlier you did talk about the moves being made by the government, and the need for these moves to be sustained for, any positive impact. But what impact, before that actually happens, what impact does the foreign crisis have on the foreign direct investment and also Nigeria's ability to attract international capital?
Well, international capital, it's a different ballgame altogether. It depends on how you position your economy, your businesses, that you can attract foreign capital. Nigeria will always be a destination of choice. Unfortunately, over the time, we keep talking about policies, programs, rules, laws, taxes, and all whatnot that discourages foreign investment. But the truth of the matter is Nigeria is a big market. And nobody will talk with Nigeria in terms of if the economics are right, if the business plans are right. The only difference is the fact that we are individually sabotaging the economy. And that puts fear in the minds of investors. Because whatever thing we do is a global thing. Nigeria will always attract investors because the market, which nobody can play with. It's the biggest economy, it's the biggest market in fact, in most parts of the world. And we are a consuming nation. So people will always want to come into bear, but it depends on how you position your economy. It's not only by the federal government. You see state governments going about every day, they want to go and attract foreign investors. How many are they attracted? So there must be a sustained effort on the part of everybody. And again, more importantly, on the part of the citizenry, not to be carrying those actions that are inimical to the economy. And that is what is killing the economy. It's even our own actions. Because when the foreigners see that what you are doing, they come in, they look for the loopholes, and also do exactly what you are doing. Because, and except the government is serious, is focused, is sincere, and wants to really put an end to some of these negative things, unpatriotic things that we do as a citizenry. We'll just be there and we'll be getting the smaller investors. But certainly, Nigeria will always attract investors because it's a market that nobody will play with. Unfortunately, the fundamentals, the attitude of Nigerians, and the lack of will for government to take decisive actions on economic sabotage is in fact, it's mainly the underlying factors that will discourage and not attract those.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alesta Wilcox, for your thoughts on this particular issue. We appreciate your time.
It's always my pleasure. Thank you for having me.